What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Now the last few videos I've done on my Hellcat Pro, we were installing these tyrant accessories. We did the mag release, the magazine extension, the back plate, and the trigger. So today is an update on those. I finally got to the range with this thing and put it through its paces. When I uploaded those videos, there was a lot of questions as far as magazine capacity and how the trigger is, all that stuff. So I'm going to try and answer some of those for you, but let's jump into it. So like I mentioned, I have done two videos where I was installing these tyrant accessories on my Hellcat Pro. If you haven't seen those, I'll link them below if you guys want to go watch those. But when I uploaded those videos, I got a lot of feedback and questions about some of these products. One of the main ones was the magazine extension that goes on these magazines and the capacity. So they advertise these as a +3 extension. Now that is on the 15 round magazine, like this one, or the 11 round magazine. If you put it on one of these 13 round magazines, I believe you can only get one extra round in. The reason is this is essentially an 11 round magazine with their own base pad on it that adds 2 rounds. So essentially you're just swapping this base pad out for the little bit bigger one on this tyrant. Essentially that adds 1 round to the 13 round magazine. On the 15 and on the 11, it will add 3 rounds. I've tried it on both and it will add 3 rounds. Now when you buy these, they just come with the extension. It doesn't come with a new spring or anything like that. And I had a few questions on reliability and how it would feed and things like that. So today I got to the range. I put 10 full magazines through my Hellcat Pro and I didn't have one malfunction. Didn't have any failures to feed or stovepipes or any problems fitting all the rounds in. It is as advertised. It adds 3 rounds additional and I didn't have any problems with the magazine extension. Another nice thing in real world use is that magazine release. That's a noticeable difference to me compared to the factory one. You know, just going through the motions, shooting, ejecting the magazine. It's noticeable that it sticks out just that little extra bit. It helps you get on that and get that magazine released easier than the factory one did. Now as far as the trigger shoe goes, I love the way this trigger shoe looks. One video is dedicated just to installing that trigger shoe. On the full video that I put on my Rumble page that shows installs and stuff like that, I go over changing out some springs and stuff. When you buy this trigger shoe, that's all it is, the trigger shoe. You put it on your factory trigger bar and that's it. This gun had an apex trigger in it previously, so I tried a bunch of different scenarios, and how I ended up is I left all the apex springs and everything in this gun, and I'm using the Tyrant CNC trigger shoe. I like the way it looks better than the apex, and with that combo it shoots really nice. Like I said, I had 0 problems while I was at the range. This thing shot awesome. That trigger felt nice. After one magazine, I did notice kind of that leading edge on the trigger shoe kind of irritating my finger a little bit. And I had 6 different guns there. So I'm not pinning that just on this trigger shoe. That's just when I noticed it. But after that one magazine, I didn't notice it. I wasn't trying to pay attention to it. I was just shooting normally and I didn't notice any discomfort or anything like that. That's one of the questions I had too, is the, a little bit sharper corners versus the rounded style on that apex or the stock trigger that came in this. But all these tyrant accessories, I think they dress up the gun nice. I think they look pretty cool and add kind of that custom touch to it. If you want to go check them out, I'll have a link in the description that'll take you to our website. You can go check them out. I'll have links for all this stuff and you can pick whatever color you want if this is something you're into. Now as far as concealed carrying, I tried one day concealed carrying with that extended magazine. I didn't like it. It printed a little too much for me. So I've just been running a 15 round magazine that's flush fit. And then I was using the magazine with the extension on it as my spare. And with that magazine on there, it makes it quite long. Let me show you. This is my Glock 17, and side by side, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, you can see that base pad hanging down a little bit further than the Glock 17. So it adds quite a bit of length to the end of that grip. And for me personally, with my gut and everything, it was just printing a little too much for me. Would I carry with it if it wasn't printing and stuff like that? Absolutely. This thing ran flawlessly, didn't have one problem. And as far as reliability goes, I wouldn't hesitate to trust this magazine with the extension on it. I am still running the factory sights on this thing. It co-witnesses just fine through that EPS carry. So I plan on just running those. I don't mind those sights at all. The EPS carry, it's been working great. I haven't had any problems with it. And I'm really liking the enclosed emitter. The only downside I can see is I tend to find myself wiping the glass off a little more from fingerprints and stuff like that than say my 507K that I have on another gun. But other than that, this thing has ran awesome and it doesn't add too much bulk. It's about the same footprint as the 507K, but with the added reliability of the enclosed emitter. So you won't ever get anything on the emitter if you're concealed carrying like lint or dust or anything like that. Like I mentioned, I'll have links in the description that'll take you to our website. You can go check all this stuff out. And I'll also link those other videos that I mentioned so you can go watch those. Don't forget to go check us out on Instagram, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll check you guys on the next one.